I was blessed as a young man growing up in the South because I was surrounded by great Black leaders. But at the same time, there were many areas that were considered invisible.
The southeastern portion of the United States has the most Superfund sites in the country. What we're seeing is that Black, brown, and Indigenous communities are being impacted first and worst by climate disasters. Through our efforts, we've been able to give them tools to fight for cleaning up of these sites and helping communities become more resilient and prepared as these climate disasters increase and accelerate.
If I can walk you through a community that has been disinvested in, and I can show you a community that is not valued by the people in power. If we're able to realize that values revolution, at the end of the day, we will win.
To solve the world's most pressing problems, we need to trust those closest to the challenge. These are the solutions that make our world a better place for everyone. This is Rethinking Possible.
The only way out of this is to organize our way out of this. We organize around a spirit of abundance and love. The Partnership for Southern Equity is a nonprofit organization that is working in Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and in other states to ensure that all people have an opportunity to reach their full potential through a new Southern agenda for shared prosperity and inclusive opportunity. I am very much inspired by Dr. King, and to be connected to his legacy through the engagement of my family in the Southern Freedom Movement gives me not only a certain level of humility as it relates to my leadership, but also a peace and an urgency around the work.
The Partnership for Southern Equity ensures federal and local investments prioritize equity and sustainability in Southern communities by equipping residents with the tools to fight for environmental justice and advocate for policies that reflect their values.
Here in the South especially, we see communities that consistently have poor health outcomes. Asthma, cancer, morbidity rates. And a lot of these issues are not because of people's poor choices. It's because of the conditions that they live under.
Brunswick, Georgia is one of our rural coastal communities. The Black community there is literally encircled by Superfund sites, which are toxic sites in communities where people are living, working, and playing.
Right over this way is the Mar side. That's one of the hazardous waste sites. Contaminants like mercury and toxaphene all in this area. Up on the right-hand side is where the chemical explosion occurred in 2023.
And that breaking news alert, a shelter-in-place order issued for the entire city of Brunswick as firefighters fight a massive fire at a Pinova plant.
I didn't even know what's going on because they was coughing, and when they all said they, taste like it was chlorine and stuff, I'm like, oh boy.
Superfund sites have been such an issue in Brunswick that Emory University collected samples from 100 residents to quantify the exposure of chemicals in their blood.
Many study participants tested higher than the average American for toxaphene, a pesticide once produced in Brunswick, now banned in the United States. They also tested higher for PCBs, which can cause cancer and reproductive problems.
The Partnership for Southern Equity then helped translate those results into solutions that combine environmental cleanup, healthcare access, and community empowerment. Residents are trained to recognize and report environmental violations, and healthcare providers work to spot pollution-related health risks.
Some of the solutions that my portfolio this year really worked on was helping the city and the counties come up with a climate plan. I think we really helped shed light for the elected officials there on what really matters to the people that live there. So our values-based organizing has been able to give people that language of the values of equity, the values of justice, that can really shift the policies to create a healthier and safer environment for the people that live in Brunswick.
So right here is Dr. King's birth home. They're doing some repairs, but this is holy ground. I believe that, energy is transferred, and I think that his energy in many ways has been transferred to many people who have continued to carry on his vision and legacy. We as an organization are deeply committed to this belief that so goes the South, so goes the nation. In our other initiatives, we saved customers in Georgia millions of dollars as it relates to the energy burden issues in the state. We worked with the mayor of East Point to develop the first equity and inclusion strategic plan of any city in the state of Georgia. I'm also really thankful about the work we've done around youth power building. The only way we're gonna get to the finish line is when everybody is considered precious. We're gonna continue to push forward with our friends, whether it be the private sector, whether it be academia, whether it be philanthropy, whether it be everyday people. For us, we believe that together we prosper. The Partnership of Southern Equity is a part of a long-standing movement for dignity and justice that began many, many decades ago in the American South. We just believe that we are a part of a relay, and it's just our opportunity to run as fast as we can so the next generation will be a little bit closer to the finish line.